let's get this set up. Gotta make sure everything's working. Make sure everything is up, and then we can get going. Oh, man. All right. Okay. I think everything's pretty much. Let me see here as we get ourselves going, bro. All right, just trying to set a few things up. Let's just make sure everything is set up before I get started with this whole thing. I want to make sure I'm doing everything similar to how it was last time. Let's see, week 5 therapy session. We already know how this is gonna go. Right, let's see. Yeah, okay, we have this right here. Did I do anything? No, 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 no. All right. That seems to be a-okay. So let's put this here. All right. Guys, normally with the Ravens therapy session, I usually start things off a little bit lighthearted. We talk about movies, we talk about shows, TV shows, anime, the whole 9 yards. And I was initially planning to do so. But things have changed over the last 30 minutes as I prepared to sit here to talk about the therapy session. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to start things lighthearted here. I cannot start things lighthearted here. Instead, I need to take a little bit of time. Now, listen to me, my football fans. My football fans. Y'all gonna have to give me my time. Just give me a little bit of time to go through this. Please, just give me a little bit of time. We will get to the football talk. We will get to the Ravens talk. As more and more people start to pour, we will get to the Ravens talk. But it's early now, so I need to get this done. Because initially it was gonna be all nice, smooth, and calming. That was the mindset. That was what I was thinking of doing. But things done changed over the last half hour. And because things done change, I need to say my piece in regards to this. So, my fellow football fans, my fellow Ravens flock fans, this is the week 5 therapy session, but I need you guys to just give me a minute to work through this because I was going through the motions. I am not going to lie to you. I was going through all the emotions. I was stressed. I was confused. I was frustrated. I was angry. I went through it all this last half hour. I wasn't prepared to go through all the emotions the last half hour, but damn it, they found a way to do it. So I need you guys to give me this time. I will try not to be um I will try not to go too long with this for my football fans, but I need to just vent. I need to just vent. Oh, yesterday was not the therapy session. It was just that wasn't I made sure to specify it wasn't the therapy session. It was just something I had to speak about there. But yesterday was not the therapy session. Today's the therapy session. But I need y'all to give me a second to vent about this. It ain't got nothing to do with football. So give me a second here. Matter of fact, let me grab this right now and do this right here. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Dave Roberts, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Dave, are you out of your mind? Are you trying to cost us here? Are you trying to cost us here? What in the hell were you thinking? There's no way in hell you did this. Freddie Freeman, we love you. That was not a good throw by Tommy Edman. But you made that catch to end the game. Roki Sasaki, we appreciate you. I don't know what you have to do. I don't know what more you have to do for Dave Roberts to wake up and realize you should be the damn closer. But he's doing too much right now. Dave Roberts is over-managing once again. I get it. We know in order for us to repeat, this bullpen has to answer the call. We know what our starters are going to do. Whether it's Ohtani pitching, whether it's Snell pitching, whether it's Yamamoto pitching, we know what our starters are going to do. This bullpen has to be able to go the distance. So I understand why you're trying to put trust in these guys, because they need to gain confidence. Hell, when you put Sheehan in that situation where he's got to pitch against Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, I sat back and said, take him out. What are you doing? He answered the call. Shout out to him. And I get it. In the 7th inning, fine. It's debatable, but fine. In the 8th inning, you're pushing it. This is the 9th inning. The Phillies are still showing life. Why in the hell would you not put Roki in to close the damn game? Why are you trying to build confidence in the 9th inning with Blake Treinen? Why the hell would you put him in a high-pressure situation like that? The Dodgers nearly blew this game. And I'm telling you right now, if they would have blown this game tonight, the season is over. Philly would have completely flipped the momentum. They would have regained home field advantage. They would have head to LA tied 1 apiece in a best-of-3 series. And I can tell you this for a fact, that at the very least, Philly would have came back home for a Game 5 tied 2 apiece with all the momentum in the world. If the Dodgers would have lost this game today, season's done. Season's done, because you would have completely shattered all the momentum. Any sort of life that was on the verge of being crushed would have been completely revamped. You would have revived the Phillies. Why in the hell did you play Treinen in the ninth? Why didn't you start? Okay, let's get some good stuff out the way first. Blake Snell. I said this on Saturday. I expect Blake to do what he's going to do. I knew Snell was going to cook the Phillies. Historically, he's always had their number. Schwarber's had problems with them. Bryce has had problems with them. These guys have had issues with Snell. Snell dominates the Phillies. So I knew he was going to be locked in tonight. I knew for the first 6 innings, they weren't going to get a damn thing off of Blake Snell. And that's exactly what happened. Schwarber couldn't find anything. Harper couldn't find anything. Turner couldn't find anything. Bohm couldn't find it. None of these guys could find anything. None of them. Blake Snell in 6 innings had 9 strikeouts and gave up 1 hit. They weren't getting anything off of Blake. I knew he was going to be locked in. Shout out to you. I knew you were going to be locked in. This was the perfect matchup. I knew you were going to dominate and do your thing. Shout out to you, Snell. Appreciate that. That's number 1. Number 2. This was a better performance from our offense today from a collective standpoint compared to Game 1. Better performance overall offensively because we were able to hit better down the stretch. Not in the beginning. Luzardo, shout out to you, my guy. I mean, first with Sanchez in Game 1, Luzardo in Game 2, both of those guys pitched a fantastic game. But for both of those guys, They probably were in a bit. Well, no, game one, I think it was more towards the end. Sanchez is in the sixth inning. He's getting ready to leave, and then boom, Kike Hernandez comes alive. That's cool. Today, I don't know why they chose. I think he was at like 75, 76 pitches, so he was doing good. That made sense as to why they decided, let's keep Luzardo for the seventh. Let's see if he can finish it out here. Let's see if he can close it out. We'll bring in our bullpen afterwards. You kept him in a bit too long. And he started to get tired, and the Dodgers sensed it, and next thing you know, hit. And the man himself, who we're trying to work back, we do need him for this run. Absolutely need him for this run. My main man, Will Smith, my guy, got his first hit. Shout out to you, Will Smith. Got his first hit. It ends up putting us up 3-0. And then Ohtani comes in. He gets his first hit of the series, puts us up 4-0. Offense just started to go. It started to go. So again, shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to Ohtani. Shout out to all those guys. Especially in the seventh inning, that's when things started to get going. Huge shout out to Blake Snell. Everything was great. 7 innings in, we up 4-0. We get to the 8th inning. Teoscar took a risk. I was fine with Teoscar taking that risk on the double, and I was fine with the challenge. I was surprised he took that risk, but I was fine with the challenge, and I was also fine with the call because, again, it was one of those bang-bang plays. If you look at it, it's too hard to tell. It's inconclusive. You can't really overturn that play. It's fine. We get through the 8th inning, we get to the bottom of the 8th, and we already know we're dealing with the bullpen. Sheehan gives up a run, and I'm sitting back and saying, get him out now. But again, I'm going to give the man credit. Shout out to Sheehan. Shout out to him. Shout out to Sheehan because he went face-to-face with Schwarber, who's done nothing this entire series. He went face-to-face with Harper, who's done nothing this entire series. He struck out Schwarber, retired Harper, got out the 8th inning. I was fearful because I was like, if there's any time for those two to spark up with their season potentially on the line, now is the time. And Sheehan handled that. I couldn't believe it. So we get out of the 8th, we get to the 9th, and I'm like, okay, the 9th is perfect. You play Roki, he's right there. You play him to close the game out, and we walk away with this game being 4-1. Dave Roberts decides, you know what? I'm going to overmanage, and I'm trying to bring confidence in these guys. Blake Treinen, high pressure situation, let me put you in right now. Why? Why would you do that? Why in the hell would you put him in that situation? He did well in the first round against the Cincinnati Reds, but that's the Reds. You're going up against the Phillies offense. Please don't take that type of risk. He did. Roki's right there. There needs to be no more debates. Roki should be your closer. Roki should be your damn closer. He's right there. He's shown you it. Why did you play Blake? He's not good in high-pressure situations. Oh, my goodness. That nearly cost us because Blake gives up 3 hits and 2 runs. Okay. All right, man. All right, so you want us to lose the game. So after Blake nearly cost us, you got to bring in Vencia. And Vencia, shout out to you. You got 2 outs because we were on the verge. It was bad. It was bad because it was 4-3 with a man on second base, no outs for the Phillies. And I'm sitting there like, oh boy, we about to blow it. Yep, we blow it here. Season going to be over for us. We're going to blow this game and we're going to blow this series. Vencia comes in. The first out comes. Ball gets hit. First out comes. It was the third base. I think it was was it Will Smith or Max Muncy? One of the two. They raced to third base and got. Actually, I think it was. It might have been actually. I think it might have been Muncy. No, I don't think it was Muncy. It might have been Will. I'm trying to remember right now. But they raced. Actually, no. I think it was. It might have been Tommy that got that first out. And then the second out, I believe, was maybe a fly out. I would have to go back and review it. I was going through the emotions. I believe it was a fly out for the second one. And then that third out, that's when you bring in Roki to finish this game. And Treya had his chance. He had his chance. And he hit it. went right to Tommy Edman, who did not make a great throw to Freddie, was on first base. Freddie had to make the adjustment, made an amazing catch to wrap up this game and seal the victory in a game that feels like we were dominating until the 8th, and then we nearly choked it in the 9th, so we survived. This is a game that we were dominating, and then we ended up surviving. Dave Roberts, I'm telling you, man, if you screw this up, man, bro, swear to God, I don't know what else you need to see from Roki to understand that should be your closer. What does Roki need to do? He's done it twice now. Stop putting. I understand you want to give this bullpen confidence. I get it, but we don't need to take these unnecessary risks against a team like the Phillies. Against Cincinnati, you can get away with that. You can get away with taking those risks against Cincinnati. You can't get away with that against Philly. Come on, we're on the road in Philadelphia and you're taking those type of chances. The hell are you thinking? It's not like we were at home. We were in Philadelphia and you're taking a risk like that in this moment? You almost cost us the game. Oh my God. Please, moving forward, your closer should just be Roki. He's there for a reason. Use him. My God. Oh, man. That's all I have to say. Dodgers, they got the win. They're up 2-0 in the series against the Phillies. I don't think Philly's dead yet. If you saw how this game ultimately went, Philly is far from dead yet. The Dodgers are going to have 2 shots to close this game because if we go back to Philadelphia for a do-or-die Game 5, we're not winning this series. If we can't win at home, when we've been relatively great at home, we've dominated relatively at home. If we can't win at home here, it's going to be problematic. Now, Philadelphia dominated in their house. We just beat them twice. If we can't win in our building, 2 games, games 3 and 4 going to be in LA. We can't win in our building, we're not winning Game 5. So I expect us to do what we've been doing this entire time. I believe Yamamoto's going to be pitching for Game 3, so we should be fine there. Just please. It's all about closing for this team. If our bullpen can do their job, if Roki can close game starts, which he clearly shows he can, we're going to be fine. That's all I got to say. With that being said, guys, let's actually transition. I want to get this done as early as I can. I apologize for all the non-baseball watching fans. You don't watch baseball. You have no idea what I'm talking about. You could care less about baseball. I just had to get that off my chest. I apologize for that. I had to speak on that because we almost blew it. And if we would have blown it, I don't know how I would be sitting here right now in terms of this therapy session. Because it'd be very hard. It'd be very hard. I don't know if the Jags are getting blown out. I have it on my, wait, no, they're back. Okay, it's 14-7 and I'm getting blown out. I'm not really focused on football right now, bro. The freaking Dodgers took my entire attention. I'm still fresh off of us nearly choking Game 2 away when we had a 4-0 lead, man. But, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. If the Dodgers would have lost today, I don't know if I would have been able to do the therapy session. I might have told you. You might have seen me tweet out therapy session for Ravens Week 5 therapy sessions canceled. I would have said that. I would say Ravens Week 5 therapy sessions canceled. I'll see you guys tomorrow for that one. I wouldn't be able to do it today. There's no way I'd be able to sit here if the Dodgers choked that game away. I'm not even joking right now. Like, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't. There's no way. Blake Snell plays damn near perfect, have a dominant performance. You got things going, showcasing your dominance. Because again, if after 6 innings, if you can't get anything on the Dodgers, I ain't gonna lie. If you can't get anything on the Dodgers after 6 innings, you're in serious trouble because at some point these hitters are going to hit. And once these hitters start, ooh, what a catch by Travis Hunter. As soon as these hitters start to hit, thanks Ohio, appreciate that. But I would love to celebrate this win, and it's not like I'm happy. It's not like I'm like mad about the win or I'm not satisfied with the win. Actually, yeah, no, I'm not satisfied with how we won because again, Dave Roberts, I can go on a whole thing about that, but again, we almost choked this game away. I'm glad we got the win, but I'm not happy with how that situation ended for us. Philly nearly stole this game, and if they would have got this game, we stole Game 1. If they would have stole Game 2 like we stole Game 1, we're in serious trouble. But we got it done, so it's all good. But yeah, if we would have lost, why am I a Dodgers fan? I watched a lot of Dodgers game. I've been a Dodgers fan since 2017. The Dodgers are what introduced me to baseball. I'm not even joking. The Dodgers, the first iteration of baseball I was watching was a bunch of Dodgers games. So I became a fan of Dodgers because I learned the game of baseball by watching them. 9 times out of 10, you end up becoming a fan of a team if they introduce you to the sport. I was introduced to the sport via the Ravens, followed by the Commanders, and then I got that jersey. Like I said, no, before I got that jersey for the Ravens, I became a Ravens fan. I was introduced to basketball through the Miami Heat for the most part, especially because the Wizards weren't getting a lot of TV time. So yeah, however you get introduced to a sport, 9 times out of 10, you end up becoming a fan of that team. So I ended up watching a bunch of Dodgers games, which I don't even know how that happened, but I watched a bunch of Dodgers games. Not to mention the Dodgers in the playoffs, I was watching them. So that ended up being the case. Also, fun fact. Fun fact. I'm not burning. I don't have a. I'm not burning any Commander stuff. But fun fact. Well, not fun fact in terms of it being something crazy unique, but fun fact for me. I wrote a paper in college in regards to Shohei Ohtani when he was a free agent, because Shohei was going to be a free agent. His final year with the Angels, I wrote a paper in college because we had a free reign to. It was a sports related class, so we had free reigns to write a research paper on whatever we wanted to write. And I chose to write a paper on why Shohei Ohtani was going to leave the Angels and come to the Dodgers. I looked at the Dodgers whole financial situation, the cap space, the amount of money they could give Ohtani, which was the most. I talked about Ohtani loves LA and doesn't want to leave. I wrote a whole research paper about it, got an A. That very off season, which at that point I was already a Dodgers fan. That very off season, Shohei leaves the Angels, signs with the Dodgers. We win the championship. That was last year. So that was actually pretty fun. But yeah, other than that, in terms of like actually watching baseball live, I mean the Orioles and the Nationals, I could watch both. But, fortunately and unfortunately, I wasn't introduced to baseball by these two teams. But I was still proud of the Nationals when they won the World Series a few years back. I did give them their props and did that. I'm not in college right now. I was in college a few years back. I look 30. I appreciate that. I'm not even close to 30 yet. But that's the first time someone's actually said I look older than I actually am, which is fine because I always get people telling me I look younger, which I don't know. I've seen a lot of people say I would rather look younger than older. I've seen a lot of people say, well, I don't want to look too young because people start asking for your IDs. I've had like a mix. When I don't have my beard and stuff, a lot of people say I look a lot younger. And when I grow out my beard, people say I do look a little bit older than my age or about my age. But it is what it is. But that's the first time I've had anyone actually say I look. You're right. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. See, someone says I look 22. I've had a lot of people say I look 20. And I don't know where that comes from. Some people say I look younger. Some people say I look older. You got it right, Elephant. That's my age. But I've had a lot of people. I've never had anyone really say I look older. So that's the first time. So I'm going to take that as a compliment. Because a lot of people think I look younger than I actually am. So that's the funny part about that, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'll take that. I'll take looking 30. I'll take looking 30. I don't want to have that childish look. I kind of want to have the look of a mature individual. Nah, don't take that away from me, bro. I need to have that look of a mature individual. Okay? I don't need people looking at me like I'm some kid. Anyway, it don't really matter. Okay? I'm not focused on age. I'm really not focused on age when it comes to life for the most part. I'm not focused on age. The only time you focus on age is when it comes to serious things in life. Number one thing to focus in age, which I will absolutely say this, number one thing to focus on in age is when it comes to the main responsibilities, taking care of things, like main responsibility, taking care of a lot of serious things. Um, I don't drink, but like if you're drinking, like age matters in that. Doing anything like drinking is one. I don't drink or smokes, but those are two things I'm like age actually does matter for that. And of course, we all know the main thing. Age matters when it comes to seeking any sort of romantic partner. That probably is the one time where age matters far more than anything else. Like I'm not saying that under minors should be drinking, which don't do that. But like there's some that are under the age of 21 that try to sneak it in. I ain't gonna snitch on y'all, but y'all know y'all gotta be responsible. But age matters when it comes to that. But In terms of seeking a partner, that is the number one thing that matters. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now. Let's get on to the week 5 therapy session. By the way, I was just speaking about seeking family. Please leave me alone on that. Okay, I am not pursuing right now. I am happy where I am. Please stop. So all my family members that may watch this, please, okay? I'm working on building, okay? Peace is here right now. I'm focusing on thriving. I'm focusing on building. I'm focusing on improving. I'm focusing on taking the next steps. I'm focusing on taking the next level. Let me focus on my work and my personal growth before y'all talk about that. Because once you get to a certain age, family starts talking about, when you gonna settle down? I ain't ready for that. I'm trying to work towards my growth, take it to the next level, keep growing, keep improving, take it to that next step. So please let me work to take it to the next step. I'm trying to build right now. But with that being said, let's actually get into what is important here as I put my microphone down because I've been holding this last half hour because I had to talk about the freaking Dodgers. But yeah, okay, let's talk about the Ravens, right? Have we reached half an hour? We've reached 26 minutes. I usually give you 30 minutes, right? Well, we've reached 30 minutes, right? So let's put the Dodgers to the side. Let's put talking about age and romantic partners and whatever the hell we're talking about. Let's put all that to the side. Oh yeah, it would be cool if Baltimore did get an NBA franchise. It'd be pretty cool. Let's put all that to the side, all that other stuff. Normally, we spend the first half hour talking about anime and stuff, but we're not doing that today because the Dodgers nearly gave me a heart attack. But that's beside the point. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome one and all to the Week 5 therapy session. We have a lot to talk about here, and I know you guys have a lot of emotions you want to share. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to start off with, let's actually recap the Ravens and Texans game, which shouldn't take long because there's not much to talk about when it comes to the Ravens and the Texans. There's not much to talk about. I mean, it was clear as day as to how things went on Sunday. There's not much to talk about. The Ravens got humiliated for 60 minutes. They got humiliated more in this game than they did against the Chiefs. It was a bad outing all around. And unfortunately for the Ravens, they didn't have Lamar Jackson to cover up all of the problems. Hell, they didn't even have Lamar Jackson out there to take the blame because you see this right here? It annoys me. It's a team game. But this game right here is why so many people are willing to say when the team wins, Lamar should get all the credit. When the team loses, Lamar should get all the blame. Because this team doesn't look competent without him. And they weren't even playing well with him. The offense was, but that defense has been trash all year. However, they still look like they could compete with anybody because you had Lamar on the other side. You take Lamar away from the offense and you saw what you saw. So let's get into it. Ravens, Texans, that was a game that happened. We look at the play-by-play here. It was, oh my God, holy crap. All you see is Texans dominance. Okay, so what do we have here? Opening drive for the Texans. They go 10 plays, 67 yards, score a touchdown with ease. This defense stinks. Easy touchdown for them. Ravens opening drive, they actually looked like they could be somewhat competent with Cooper Rush. He got the start. So Cooper Rush takes them down the field, 12 plays, 66 yards. He gets stopped on third down. They settle for a field goal. All right, maybe this could be competitive. It's 7-3. The Texans get the ball. They get good field position. They start marching down the field. They get into field goal range. But on third down, C.J. Stroud got sacked by Kyle Van Noy, who did return for this game. Kyle Van Noy got the sack. The Houston Texans got to settle for 3. 10-3 game. All right, we're still in it. It could be competitive. Maybe if the offense could be somewhat competent without Lamar Jackson, we could do something here. The offense went 3 and out. On third down, Cooper Rush showed us exactly why he's not Lamar Jackson and he can't do what Lamar Jackson does with this freaking offensive line because he tries to roll. He's right there. He sees the pressure in his face, and he tries to roll back the way Lamar does, and he just got sacked. I mean, it was awful. It was awful. Just terrible. He gets sacked. Ravens go 3 and out. You give the ball back to the Texans. Texans say, you know what? This defense stinks. Let's keep putting points up. So on their third possession, they go down the field, 6 plays, 41 yards, touchdown. 17-3 Texans. Okay, so it looks like the Ravens aren't playing any defense today like they did last week. They didn't play defense last week. They didn't play defense the week before. They don't seem to want to play defense. It is what it is. Ravens get the ball back knowing it's 17-3. What do they do knowing they're down 17-3? Oh, I'll tell you what they did. 3 and out punt. You punt it right back to the Houston Texans. 8 plays, 77 yards. Touchdown, Houston, 24-3. Ravens get the ball back. They get into field goal range. Tyler Luke misses the field goal. Halftime. Texans up 24-3 at halftime. So let me get this straight. The Texans had 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive possessions in the first half, and they go touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown. I mean, are you guys even trying to play defense out there? Of course you aren't. You're not trying to play defense out there. 24-3? Pathetic. You get the ball coming out of halftime. 3 plays, not 3 plays. It took 4 plays to completely ruin anything you could have possibly done. 4 plays in. A horrible throw by Cooper Rush. Interception. That puts the Houston Texans on a short field in Ravens territory to start. And it only takes them 3 plays to go 38 yards and score another touchdown. 31-3 Texans. What did the Ravens do being down by 28? I was about to say 29. So what do they do being down 28? What do they do being down 28? I'll tell you what they did. They go 3 and out. 3 and out, punt the ball, get it right back to the Texans. Texans are like, all right, we're getting bored here. We'll move the ball. We're in good field position, but we'll settle for a field goal this time. We get stopped. 34-3. The Ravens on the following possession. They go 5 plays for 71 yards and a touchdown. It was a huge 56-yard? Yeah. A huge 56-yard bomb to Zay Flowers, who got opened behind the defense. He made the catch. He tried to shake a defender. People are going to talk about him just going straight and continue moving forward for the touchdown, but whatever. 56-yard completion for him. Derrick Henry, 3 plays later, gets the 1-yard touchdown run, and all of a sudden, it's 34-10. Who the hell cares? Houston says, all right, we're going to add another touchdown to just make sure we kill you out the gate. Just kill any sort of momentum you have left. Just bury you in the ground. 7 plays, 65 yards. Touchdown, Houston, 41-10. Cooper Rush goes out there again. 3 plays later, Cooper Rush throws another interception. Texans ran 4 plays. They get stopped. They settle for the field goal. 44-10 Houston. They get the ball back. They go 3 and out. Another punt for the Ravens. Texans get it back. They go 4 plays and they actually punt. Oh my God, the Ravens defense stopped the Texans once in this game. 1 punt. The defense made 1 stop. What happened here? 3 plays later, another interception for Cooper Rush. This one isn't really his fault. Go back and look at the replay. Rashad Bateman just gave up. Rashad Bateman gave up. He just gave up on the play. He's one-on-one, and if for some reason he just stops running. He just gave up on the play. And that's how the 3rd interception of the day for Cooper Rush happens, and that ultimately ends the game. So, oh my God, Mahomes got picked. Mahomes got picked. Oh my God, he's going to the sideline. Is this a pick 6? It's a pick 6. Oh my God, he's got the speed to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. It's a pick 6. No flags on the play. The Jaguars take the lead. Mahomes just threw a pick 6. What just happened? Mahomes just threw a 99-yard pick six, Devin Lloyd, to the house. 99 yards. What happened? I looked down. I was talking about the Ravens. What the hell just happened? Mahomes. He threw a pick six. Show me the replay. Show me the replay now. What just happened? That's the play of the week. It's Monday Night Football, but that's the play of the week. And that might get him Defensive Player of the Week. A 99-yard pick six off Mahomes. Lloyd, what a play. Let me see the replay. What happened? They won't show me the damn replay. Let me see. What happened? Mahomes fires. Oh! He tried to do a no-look pass to Juju. It didn't work. Lloyd was right there for the play and took it to the house. Mahomes tried to pull the no-look and got picked off for the pick six. Wow. Let's get back to it. We're back to this therapy session. I just could not believe Mahomes just threw a pick six. Woo! I might have to talk about that. I might make a short about this game later. Who knows? Mahomes really tried. He tried to pull the no-look pass to Juju in the end zone. That didn't work at all. Devin Lloyd said, "Give me that. I'm taking that to the house." Wow, that was a bad decision by Mahomes. Don't worry, Nick Wright will be there to glaze him and say it's not Mahomes' fault. You know, the receivers should have done a better job looking for it because he makes all the excuses for Mahomes. Yeah, we know Mahomes is the best in the game and he has the best resume and yada, yada, yada. We know who he is. But the endless glaze for this guy, and again, it's his team. He's a Kansas City native. He's a fan. But all the man does is glaze and act like Mahomes can't make mistakes. But hey, he'll be here to pretend this didn't happen. Though we know the Chiefs are probably not going to lose the game. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, back to this. So the Ravens defense made one stop yesterday. They forced the Texans to punt once. That was at the end of the game. That was at the end of the game with like 7 minutes left. They punted the ball after already being up 44-10. What a disgraceful performance. Taking a look at the box score here, you can clearly see that it was a disastrous day for the Ravens. CJ Stroud, 23 of 27. 244 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interception, a QBR of 99.3, that's a career high, a passer rating of 143.9, that might also be a career high for him. He also had a career high in completion percentage and had the longest career run for him. One run for 30 yards. That's the longest rush he's had since he was in college. The Texans rushed for 167 yards, so way to go, Ravens defense. Can't stop the run, can't stop the pass. Way to go. Christian Kirk, 4 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. Nico Collins scored a touchdown. Xavier Hutchinson scored 2 touchdowns. And Jalen Noel scored a touchdown. On that play, he scored a touchdown. He did the Ray Lewis dance. Jair didn't take kindly to that. Tried to snatch the ball out of his hands. He wasn't able to do so. So, I mean, the Ravens just got humiliated all over the damn field. So, way to go, Ravens. You're embarrassing your predecessors every single day. You're embarrassing the franchise. You're embarrassing the Shield. Oh my God, a kick return. Oh, he's going to the 50. Can a punter stop him? The punter slowed him down, but there's a flag on the play. Oh, this may be coming back. This may be coming back. Uh-oh. This may be coming back. This may be coming back. Is it holding on the receiving team? Wait right there, Mahomes. They're going to figure this out real quick. Let me see. This could be a hold, which would take away the huge return, which took them into holding on the receiving team. Uh-oh. That's a 10-yard penalty that's taking them back. That takes away from the huge return, and the Chiefs will be back in their territory instead of being in the Jaguars' territory. I don't know where they're going to start, but we'll see. But yeah, terrible day for everybody on the Ravens side. Fantastic day for the Texans. Yeah, I mean, you got everything you needed to see from the Texans. They didn't turn the ball over once. And the defense didn't do too much in terms of really getting to the quarterback. They only had 1 sack defensively. They had 1 sack defensively on Cooper Rush, but they had 3 interceptions. So, yeah, take that as you will. Damn, they're starting at the 20-yard line. But, yeah, it's, take it how you will. Legitimately, one sack. The offensive line gave up one sack technically, but doesn't really speak much for how bad the team played on Sunday. Yeah. Other than that, when you look at the Ravens side, Cooper Rush 14 to 20, 179, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, QBR 29.3, passer rating of 58.1. Just complete nonsense. Horrible, terrible. Derrick Henry had 15 carries in that game for 33 yards and a touchdown. This further goes to showcase just how valuable both. It goes to further showcase how Lamar Jackson helps Derrick Henry out immensely, but also goes to showcase just how important Patrick Ricard is to this offensive run game. Shout out to Devon Carter with the $2 donation. Appreciate it, brother. Mahomes throwing a pick six is therapy enough. That was a crazy pick six, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was a crazy pick six. And congrats to you, Void. Congrats to you, Void, on that win. But yeah, 15 carries, 33 yards, 2.2 yards a carry for Derrick Henry. His longest run was 7 yards. He got a touchdown. Whoop-de-doo. I think he tied, what was it? Did he tie Walter Payton? Who did he tie? He tied somebody for like 5th all time in touchdown runs. 5th or 6th all time touchdown runs. I could always look it up later. Either way, it doesn't matter. We can't run the ball. 44 yards rushing, 163 yards passing. We can't throw the ball. We can't throw the ball without Lamar Jackson. We already knew that. We can't run the ball without Lamar Jackson. We knew that because the impact he has to the run game. So Lamar Jackson's influence on this offense is significant. 10 points from the offense without Lamar Jackson. 10. I mean, the offense was terrible against Kansas City, too. Mistakes were being made there, but we always fold against Kansas City, so it's not really too much of a surprise there. Mahomes is taking off, picking up the first down. But Lamar's offense is ranked top 5 when he's there, and without him there, they can't do anything right. Oh my goodness, bro. This offense is terrible. Keaton Mitchell had 3 carries for 8 yards. Justice Hill had 1 carry for 3 yards. 44 total yards from the running game. I mean, you can't win with that. You can't win with that. You can't. And they couldn't even run the ball. They couldn't even run the ball with because they couldn't run the ball with Derrick Henry and the others as much as they would want to normally because they were down by so much. You can't run the ball when you're down by so many points. So it was bad all around. In terms of the receiving aspect, Zay Flowers had that huge 56-yard play. Other than that, not much from him. But 5 catches, 72 yards on the day. D-Hop had that amazing. He had 2 good catches. 2 catches, 46 yards. He had that 1 catch that he went for 29 yards. Mark Andrews, 2 catches for 22 yards. One of the interceptions that happened in regards to Cooper Rush was because Mark Andrews couldn't handle the ball. He bobbles the ball and it gets picked off. People are essentially done with Mark Andrews, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Isaiah Likely came back, had 1 catch for 12 yards. That was on that 3rd down play that they converted. Charlie Kolar, 1 catch for 10 yards. Justice Hill, 1 catch for 9 yards. Keaton Mitchell, 1 catch for 5 yards. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of nothing. It's a whole bunch of nothing. The Ravens defense, they got 2 sacks on CJ Stroud. Congratulations! You got more total sacks than the Texans! Didn't mean nothing because you created 0 turnovers. You also had way more. You had nearly, you had 28 more tackles. 28 more total tackles in the Houston Texans. That's because you were doing a bunch of tackling because you guys can't stop anything. Either way, it was an embarrassing day for the Baltimore Ravens, and the team once again stunk it up. So the Ravens now fall to 1-4. Team falls to 1-4. Lamar Jackson's status is still up in the air. I don't see any reason why he should play next week. I don't. Hamstring injuries tend to linger. Keep him out next week, and then you have the bye week after that. Let him come back during the Bears game. That's a smart decision. I don't need to put a compromised Lamar Jackson out there when the team's playing like trash. Especially against a team that could do damage against him and he's compromised. That just doesn't make sense. Because if he re-aggravates that hamstring injury, oh, he's done long term. Hamstring injuries can linger. They can absolutely linger. And if it lingers, it's a wrap. But yeah, Ravens are 1-5, and they've got the Rams coming into town next week. They got to deal with Puka Nacua and Davante Adams. Puka Nacua and Davante Adams. Those guys are gonna cook this defense next week. Oh my God. I'm not even remotely close to being any ounce of excited to talk about that game. It's Monday. We ain't got to deal with that game just yet, but we know we're gonna have to discuss that. But the Ravens are 1-5, guys. As you can tell, today is Monday, and nobody's been fired. Zachary Orr will continue to remain the defensive coordinator, and obviously John Harbaugh is not going anywhere. So like I told you yesterday, and like I've been telling you all year, and like I continue to tell you, the Ravens aren't going to fire these coaches. Instead, we got the weekly nonsense clown show of a press conference as Mahomes goes deep. He's got a man! Mahomes, bro. Where the hell are you throwing that? Did you just overthrow your receiver by like 10 yards? What was that throw? Whatever. I know Worthy's got speed, but damn, Mahomes, how the hell did you overthrow Xavier Worthy? What the hell are you doing? He's at the 5 and you threw it at the end zone. What? Wow. Okay. And Travis Hunter is hurt and limping. He's out the game. So here we go. Travis Hunter is hurt. Travis Hunter is hurt. He limped to the sideline. It might be an ankle injury. That is a concern. That is a huge concern. But it's not my business. Yeah, the Ravens are 1-5 right now. And things aren't excuse me. Sorry, I was speaking about reality. Tune in next week when the Ravens are 1-5. They're 1-4 right now. Sorry, I'm already speaking about the reality that we're gonna see next week because they're not beating the Rams. The Ravens are 1-4 right now, as you can tell. Yeah, Ravens are 1-4, and we had a clown show of a press conference from John Harbaugh. Oh my goodness, I was laughing at this press conference. So I feel the need to share this with you guys because I see no reason to not watch the press conference as incomplete. Mahomes had it on a rope and it's knocked down. Great defense right there. 3rd down and 24 for the Chiefs. I hope the Chiefs lose this game so I can just put up a huge middle finger and a huge FU to Nick Wright for always running his mouth. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Oh, Aaron Nola's gonna start game 3. Okay. I mean, it's do or die. Sure. Mahomes has all the time in the world, and he's just gonna take off, and he's not picking up that 1st down. 3rd and 24. He's gonna be short by at least 10 yards. But yeah, I want to share this with you guys because I mean, John Harbaugh was just putting on bro. He was doing stand-up comedy today. He was doing stand-up comedy. John Harbaugh was doing stand-up comedy, and I could not stop laughing today. Oh my goodness. So let's actually let me pull up the series of tweets. Shout out to you, Jeff, man. You covered everything, and you were keeping me entertained today. Oh my goodness. You were keeping me entertained today at work. These were some beautiful statements. Oh my goodness. So let's see where we can start. Where can we start? We'll start right here. All right. So we got a bunch of statements from John Harbaugh. I'm just going to go through them and we can have fun with this, guys. Just so you can see how the press conference went. For those of you that don't watch the press conference, I recommend not doing it. Or if you want to have a nice laugh, watch the press conference because John Harbaugh is such a comedian. He is such a comedian, guys. John Harbaugh is a huge comedian. Let's start off with his first statement. So, or at least we have a bunch of statements here, but let me start off with the first tweet. I'm going to go through everything Jeff gave us. So John Harbaugh starts off talking about the decisions. We have a lot of decisions to make, a lot of planning to do. We've been at it since last night. The urgency is high. I'm sure the urgency is high after being 1-4 and giving up the most points after being 1-4 and giving up the most points through 5 games in franchise history, if not NFL history. By the way, I want to share this with you guys. The Ravens become the first team in 71 years to give up 37 plus points in 4 of their first 5 games. Let me repeat that for you guys. The 2025 Baltimore Ravens become the first team in 71 years to give up 37 points or more in 4 of their first 5 games. The last team to do this the last team to do this was the 1954 Washington Redskins. So essentially, if you want to know, since the last time this has happened, the defense has given up 37 plus points in 4 of the first 5 games. The last time this happened was 1954 with the Washington Redskins. That was before the Super Bowl era. So essentially, we become the first team in the Super Bowl era to give up 37 plus points in 4 of our first 5 games. Way to go. First team to do that in 71 years. Way to go. You know, Zachary Orr talked about this defense breaking records. They're breaking historical records right now. First team in 71 years to give up 37 points or more in 4 of your first 5 games. The 90s Ravens defense wasn't even doing that, but you did that. Franchise records, NFL records, historic. Way to go. Way to go. I mean, way to go. Zachary Orr, you should be proud of yourself. Keep breaking those records, Zach. There's not a doubt in my mind he's going to go down as the worst defensive coordinator in franchise history. There's nothing more he can do to redeem himself. Nothing. There's nothing he can do. Nothing realistic. Because unless he turns his defense into the 2000 Ravens and they go on to win a championship, there's nothing he could do. Nothing. He's going to go down as the worst defensive coordinator in franchise history. And there's nothing more that needs to be said. You're averaging giving up 40 points a game in losses this year. You cannot. There's nothing more to say about this guy. He's going to go down as the worst defensive coordinator in franchise history. There's no saving him at all. That is his title. I tweeted this a few days ago, and I'm going to emphasize it here tonight, and I'm going to keep on saying it as long as he is Oh my God, interception. Every time the Jaguars have life, Trevor Lawrence finds a way to throw a stupid interception, and the Chiefs have life. Way to go, Trevor Lawrence. Way to go, and he's begging for a flag. You're not getting a flag, buddy. But, yeah. I'm going to say this. I tweeted it. I'm going to continue to say it. Zachary Orr, the player, would be absolutely disgusted with Zachary Orr, the defensive coordinator. I don't know if Zachary Orr, the player, would want to play for Zachary Orr, the defensive coordinator. Zachary Orr, the player, might lose his temper playing in Zachary Orr's defense. That's how bad it is. Zachary Orr, the player, would be absolutely disgusted by Zachary Orr, the defensive coordinator's defense. He would be so disgusted. He wouldn't want to play in this defense. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. So way to go, Zach Orr. Way to go. But yeah, I'm sure there's some urgencies. Harbaugh, next statement here. Harbaugh said that the Ravens are in the process of figuring out whether Lamar Jackson or other injured players will be available Sunday. He said they expect to get a few guys back on Sunday, but the practice week will tell the story. We should be in better shape than last week. I mean, I guess personnel-wise, but this team stinks. So you can get those guys back. It's not going to change anything. The only thing that might change something is if you get Lamar back, because the offense will at least look competent. But other than that, the team stinks. So, sure, Harbaugh. Oh, this was the fun part. This one made me laugh. This statement right here made me laugh. Oh, my goodness. This is why I say John Harbaugh is a comedian. I thought he had the potential. Based off of what I saw last year, Charles, I thought he had the potential. Now, I don't know if anyone is willing to hire this dude afterwards. He has a lot. This is like a Josh McDaniel type situation where it's like, you don't want this guy as your head coach. He's failed completely. This one made me laugh. Well, let's not stop the comedy show here, guys. This one was my favorite statement of the press conference. John Harbaugh said this in regards to the defense. I thought our defense played really hard, but there were some big mistakes made. There were a few players out there there were a few plays out there that shouldn't have happened. Kind of young guy mistakes. I thought our defense played really hard. Really, dude? Really? You thought our defense played hard? Those sorry bums out there gave up 44 points, but they played hard. The Ravens are a Pee-wee football team. They are a Pee-wee football team. This is Pop Warner level. This is literally Pop Warner's level. This is crazy. So we're giving brownie points for quote-unquote playing hard? First of all, I don't think the players played hard. I don't think they cared. You don't play like that and try to tell us you played hard. Because here's the thing. And I'm going to say this not only about Harbaugh, I'm going to say the Harbaugh statement, but I'm going to say this about the players themselves. Because they keep coming to the press conference talking about, it's not the coach, it's not the scheme, it's us. We got to get it together. We're not doing the right things. Y'all need to stop saying that. Do you understand how bad that makes everybody look? You guys are a group of veterans, and you're sitting here telling us week after week, every single week, you keep talking about you guys are not playing well. We're not playing well. We got to get it together. We're not doing the things we need to do. If you keep saying that after every game, do you know what that makes you look? It makes you look like, A, you're an incompetent group of individuals that have no idea what you're doing. You all stink. You're complete garbage. Or B, you don't care. So what is it? Are you trash or do you not care? Because after every single game, you say the same thing. We got to get it together. We got to get it right. We're not playing well right now. It's not the coaches. It's us. We're not doing our job. So we got to fix it. So why haven't you fixed it yet? Every week you get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. You're playing like trash every single week. Yet you sit here at the podium talking about how bad you've been and how you guys got to get it right. We just got to get it together. We got to figure it out. Why haven't you figured it out yet? This isn't your first time playing together, guys. We didn't randomly draft a group of individuals that have never been together. Like all 53 people on this roster, y'all playing like y'all never played together before. So why can't you get it figured out? It's either A, you suck, or B, you don't care. Because you're not going to tell me after every week, you're telling me the same thing. Every single week, after every single spanking, we're just not playing well. We're not executing. We got to do a better job. We got to get it fixed. We're going to get it together. After every week of playing like trash, you keep saying the same thing? It's either you don't care or you suck. Which is it, guys? Do you not care or do you just suck? Or maybe it's both. Maybe you guys just suck and you don't care. It is what it is. It's the same story every time. But John Harbaugh, this sorry excuse of a head coach, he really sat back and said, I thought our defense played really hard. You looked at that and you said that's a defense playing really hard? These sorry bums gave up 44 points, but they played hard. Give them a ribbon. Give them a gold star. Give these guys a gold star because they played hard, guys. They played hard. Wow. They played hard. Oh my God, they played hard. Did you guys hear that? The Ravens gave up 44 points. But the defense played really hard on Sunday. Did you hear that, guys? The Ravens defense gave up 44 points, but they played really hard. Wow. Give them a ribbon. Give them a blue star. Not blue star. Give them a gold star. Give them a check mark. Give them a smiley face. Give them a small round of applause for playing hard. You're in the National Football League. You just gave up 44 points. And a head coach really went up there and said, I think the guys played hard. They gave up 44 points, and you thought they played hard. You're so lost. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing watching this. That's a head coach out there that just said that. A head coach in the NFL sat back after his defense gave up 44 points and said, I think the guys played really hard. Okay, Harbaugh. I'm sure they did. What a clown show. What was the next big thing he said? Harbaugh talked about looking into personnel changes this week. I don't buy none of that crap. He's not changing nothing. Next thing he said was trying to manufacture some things. Again, nothing's going to change. I'm not wasting my time listening to that nonsense because I know nothing's going to change. You're wasting everybody's time by, pretending things are going to change when we know for a fact things are not going to change. Next thing here. Harbaugh. Oh, this one was funny. Guys, brace yourself. Brace yourself. I don't know how you're going to take this. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm not going to laugh this time. I had plenty of time to, get the laughter out. But Harbaugh said the funniest thing I've ever heard. Harbaugh said that this is a very accountable team. And he doesn't feel like accountability is a problem. It matters. I know how much they care because I see how hard they play. They're working hard. They take responsibility for their mistakes, just like the coaches do. Oh, he's beyond delusional. You can't save him. I don't know what he's been drinking. I don't know if he's a man that smokes, but somebody's got to check what he's smoking. I don't know if he's a man that likes to drink, but maybe someone spiked his drink. I don't know what he's been drinking. I don't know if he's just this delusional or if someone's drugged him. I don't know what it is. But this man said that this is an accountable football team. This man said with a clear face, with a legitimate, serious face, he sat back and looked at the media and said, this is a very accountable team. It doesn't feel like that. It's a problem. It matters. I know how much they care because I see how hard they play. They're working hard. They take responsibility for their mistakes just like the coaches do. This man's really talking about accountability. And he said this is an accountable football team. Wow. Oh my goodness, bro. I couldn't stop laughing when I heard that. That was news to me. Oh, sorry. I had to. I was responding to a text. Anyway, Oh my goodness. I just want to I want to repeat that for you guys in case you guys didn't hear it. Harbaugh said the funniest thing in his press conference today. I want to say it one more time. John Harbaugh, the delusional head coach, really sat back and looked at the media with a straight face and said, "This is a very accountable football team. It doesn't feel like accountability is a problem. It matters. I know how much they care because I see how hard they play. They're working hard. They take responsibility for their mistakes, just like the coaches do." This guy is beyond delusional and cannot be saved. He's beyond delusional and cannot be saved. I mean, we could pack up the season now. This delusional head coach, you could pack up the season now. He can't be saved. He can't be saved, and this team can't be saved. Oh my goodness, bro. That was the funniest thing he said. I don't even know if we continue afterwards. I mean, it was just joke after joke, comedy show after comedy show. He made all of us laugh, man. He really made all of us laugh because it was so hilarious. These takes were so hilarious. Oh my god. Next thing Harbaugh said, "You can't sit here and say all is lost. We just don't. We've done it before. We're going to work and try to make things happen." You've done what before? The hell is he? What is Morin talking about? We've done this before. The Ravens have never made the playoffs when they've started 1-4. What have you done? We've done this before. No, you haven't. The Baltimore Ravens have never, ever made the playoffs when they've started the season 1-4. What is he talking about? The team's 1-4. Your quarterback's hurt. You have the worst defense in the league by miles. And you're probably going to go 1-5 next this week because you are not beating the Rams. So where in this magical world do you think you're going to get this done because you've quote unquote done it before? The Ravens have never made the playoffs when they've started 1-4. What is this moron talking about? I don't know. The delusion is real. And he must be talking about something else. What does he mean we've done this before? What have you done? We've never made the playoffs. We've never made the playoffs when the team has started 1-4. Never made the playoffs. So I guess what he's talking about, we've done it before. You mean rely on Lamar Jackson to save your job? You're right, we've done that before. We've relied on Lamar to save us a million times. So I guess that's what you're relying on. You're hoping Lamar comes back healthy, the team goes on a run, and you make the playoffs. So I guess that has to be what he's talking about, right? Yeah, we've done that before. We've absolutely done that before. We have done that before a million times where we've just relied on Lamar Jackson to carry the team. It's worked before. I guess it'll work again, right? This is more I'm talking about. We've done this before. Sure you have. Oh, the next one. They asked John Harbaugh if he thinks the Ravens have a physicality issue. Harbaugh, the inept head coach, said, "It's not that guys aren't playing with physicality, but we believe in running the ball. We believe in stopping the run. We just haven't sustained and created a rhythm on offense." There's this sorry excuse of a head coach once again takes another shot at the offense. Another shot at the offense. He refuses to hold his defensive coordinator accountable for the worst start in Ravens history, for giving up the most points on defense through 5 games in Ravens history. They're breaking franchise records in sucking defensively. They're the first team in 71 years to give up 37 plus points in 4 of their first 5 starts, but he refuses to hold his defensive coordinator accountable. Yet he keeps taking shots at the offense who's missing their franchise quarterback. Oh yeah, we haven't been able to execute on offense. What the hell have you been doing on defense then? He's acting like the defense is showing up, but the offense is the one that's holding them back. What is Morin talking about? He refuses to hold his defensive coordinator accountable. It's always taking shots at Todd Monken. I'm telling you, Todd Monken, swing on this dude! Please! You know what? You don't need an assault charge. Go to the office. Let Steve and EDC know that if Harbaugh's going to take these shots, I'm not going to be here. Let's see him try to take this team to the playoffs with a new offensive coordinator. And let's see if your quarterback signs that extension when I'm gone. Let's see how that really works out for you. Because if Harbaugh's going to keep taking shots at Todd Monken while coddling that sorry excuse of a defensive coordinator, then Monken shouldn't be here. Monken, you don't deserve this. I'm not going to act like Tom Monken's perfect. I think there's been a lack of creativity. This man's lack of creativity with the offense is starting to show. It feels like he's looking at the amount of talent he has on the offense and sometimes just wants to utilize them. And I think the biggest lack of creativity is how we're using Derrick Henry. And I think part of that lack of creativity is the fact that we can't use Keaton Mitchell the way we should be able to use him. And now that there's no Lamar, you finally got to use Keaton Mitchell, but there's no Lamar to take advantage of that. Todd Monk is not perfect, but his offense was top 3 when he had his franchise quarterback. His offense was putting up 35-plus points. What was your defense doing? Giving up 35-plus points. Yet Harbaugh, the inept head coach, refuses to hold his defensive coordinator accountable, but he keeps taking shots at Todd Monken's offense. Todd, I'm not even joking, bro. Swing on him. If you can't swing on him, go to the office and tell them, bro, you about to resign. You don't deserve this. You're not perfect. I have problems with your offense, but you're the least of the issues of the coach. If there's anyone in the coaching staff that has actually been doing a competent job, it's you. And you've had to work with this garbage offensive line. And you've had to work with John Harbaugh refusing to let you utilize Keaton Mitchell to bring some creativity to the damn offense. You haven't been perfect. You have your issues. We've talked about it, but you're the last of the issues when it comes to coaching. You are the last person I'll point fingers to. Harbaugh keeps taking shots at him in the media, keeps pointing to the offense. Meanwhile, his defense is breaking records and he doesn't say a damn thing. He refuses to hold his defensive coordinator accountable. This is ridiculous. How many times are you going to keep taking shots at Todd Monken while staying silent about freaking Zachary Orr doing absolutely piss all as a defensive coordinator? Why? I don't understand this. And I'm telling you, Todd Monken, you better go to that front office and speak up about this. If Harbaugh wants to take shots, I'll leave him to this offense. Since he thinks he can do a better job, he wants to keep taking shots at me, let him call plays on the offense. I can leave. You want to call that sorry excuse for a defensive coordinator and blame me? Take shots at me in the public? Cool. I don't got to be here then. Good luck getting this figured out. Good luck. It's ridiculous. All he's done is taking shots at the offense. He refuses to take shots at his defensive coordinator. He doesn't say anything about Zachary Orr's defense. He keeps talking about how he still believes in them. Firing Zachary Orr isn't the answer. He keeps taking shots at the offense and taking shots at Todd Monken and says nothing about his sorry excuse of a defensive coordinator. He keeps coddling him. That's why I keep telling you, Todd Monken is not a John Harbaugh guy. Zachary Orr is a Todd Monken, not Todd Monken. He is a John Harbaugh guy. Zachary Orr is a John Harbaugh guy that is somebody that he used to coach, that he brought into his, that somebody used to coach when he was a player for this team. You brought him to your coaching staff. You developed him under your system. That is somebody that used to literally be under you. So that is somebody that is in your circle, somebody that you brought in and let him take the spot when Mike McDonald's gone. That is a John Harbaugh guy right there. Todd Monken is not a John Harbaugh guy. So he can point the finger and take shots at him, but he'll cradle his precious defensive coordinator. Oh, don't worry. Next week, you can give up 50 points to the Rams. You don't got to worry. Your job is secure. We'll never get rid of you. We just got to keep blaming Todd Monken because he's the problem. Sorry excuse of a head coach. Sorry excuse of a head coach. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. This is what the Ravens have become. This is what they are as a franchise. Nobody respects them anymore. Disgraceful. He's ruined everything. Pathetic. Harbaugh continues talking about Jair Alexander, talking about Levis Adams. I don't care when he talks about players. I don't. They keep talking about considering everything when it comes to the quarterback situation, such as playing Tyler Huntley potentially if Lamar can't go, yada, yada, yada. It's talking about Patrick Carr not being ready. Who cares? Because at this point I've lost any ounce of care about what Harbaugh says. It's just comedy to me now. As Mahomes gets sacked. Oh, he didn't get sacked! He didn't get sacked! He didn't go down. He kept his feet and picked up the first down. Wow. The Jacksonville Jaguars made a mistake. You got to get Mahomes down there. You got to get him down. Last but not least, Harbaugh talked about leaning on Chuck Pagano immensely and trying to make the defensive fixes. You want to lean on Chuck? You let him make the calls. Stop How about Chuck becomes a defensive coordinator if you care so much? Just wasting my time. Anyway, that's pretty much it for John Harbaugh's sorry excuse of a press conference. It was really comedic. A lot of comedy being expressed here. A lot of comedy being expressed here. It's sad. It's really, 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 truly sad. It's beyond sad. There's nothing else that can be said. It's sad to the point where it's hilarious. This is what the Baltimore Ravens have become. There's uh there's nothing to say. I don't know what else to say, man. I really don't. It's just gotten to this point. It's really gotten to this point. It's just so bad. Mahomes and the Chiefs are in Jacksonville territory. It's a 24-21 game with 3 minutes left. They just need to get into field goal range. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, but the Chiefs are looking to take the lead. And Mahomes finds Kelce, and that takes them inside the 30. That is a first down for the Chiefs. Chiefs need a field goal to tie the game up, but they don't want to score too quickly because that gives Jacksonville a chance to go win the game. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, that's pretty much been everything we've been seeing in regards to this is pretty much everything we've been seeing from the Ravens the last 5 weeks. That press conference perfectly accumulates everything we've been seeing the last 5 weeks. A head coach that is lost. He refuses to hold his defense coordinator accountable. He keeps taking shots at the offensive coordinator. You got a group of people that just look lost. Some of them look like they don't care. Others look like they checked out. And then you got Lamar on the sideline just chilling because he's not part of this mess, so he doesn't have to be blamed this week. It was really nice to not have Lamar be blamed. What's going on, Raven C? Appreciate you, my guy. What's going on, brother? It was really nice to, at least be able to see the media this week, or at least see the media today, have to talk about the Ravens and know that they can't put all the blame on Lamar Jackson. And it's games like this, like I said earlier, it's games like this as to why everybody speaks about Lamar the way he is. There's nothing Lamar can do about it. This team is so sorry without him. If they win, it's because of Lamar. If they lose, it's because of Lamar. That's why people say that. You take Lamar from this team, they're literally an incompetent unit. They're competent. I think they've won 3 games. 3 games. In the games that Lamar Jackson's not played in, due to injury or him just resting, the Ravens have won 3 games without Lamar Jackson. 3! I think they're 3-10 or 3-11 after the Houston loss now? They can't win without this guy. This is why they keep saying when they win, it's because of Lamar. When they lose, it's because of Lamar. He's the only one that just matters, apparently. They can't win without him, and if he doesn't do everything and they lose, it's on him. This is why people keep saying that. And Ravens flock, we can't do anything about that. Look at the team. You can talk about injuries all you want. We've seen an injury-riddled Ravens team perform better than this. Somebody brought this up. Where is this? Oh my God. Somebody brought this up. I saw this video. I don't know if I saved it. I saw this video yesterday. I saw it yesterday. I wish I had it bookmarked. Oh my God. Did I like the video or did I bookmark it? Did I not keep it? Oh my God. Somebody was, oh boy. Damn it. I don't think maybe I liked it. Maybe I liked it. Maybe I liked it. I'm trying to see. Let me go to my profile. Let me check my likes. Maybe I liked it. Hey. Oh boy. It's not in my likes. Somebody made a great point when they were talking about the Ravens under John Harbaugh. Somebody brought up the 2015 season and spoke about how, the Ravens of the past, even when the team was garbage or the team was filled with injuries, they still fought. And someone brought up 2015 specifically with the year when we had all injuries. You remember the Steelers game on Christmas? Remember the Steelers game on Christmas when that team, that offense was averaging like 25 plus points? They were dominating offensively, defensively is where they had their problems. and they came to Baltimore. They needed to win that game to clinch a playoff spot. You remember that Christmas game in 2015 with an undermanned, injury-riddled Ravens team? Do you guys remember what happened in that game? We won. And injury, half the team was on IR in 2015. By the end of the year, it's probably 60% of people that was on IR. Flacco, Steve Smith Sr., Forsett was still on the team that year. Everybody was hurt offensively and defensively. I think we had Ryan Mallett playing in that game. We beat the Steelers for that Christmas game. They needed to win that game to clinch a playoff spot. Now, thanks to the Jets blowing it to the Bills, they did make the playoffs in 2015. But they needed to win that game against the Ravens, that Christmas game. They needed to win. We were like, what? 3-10 or 3-11 heading into that game. Team was decimated with injuries. The Steelers needed to win that game. The Ravens won that Christmas game. At one point in time, Harbaugh used to be able to be a leader. He used to be able to coach this team. He used to be able to motivate these guys. He motivated them in that game. That looked like a Ravens football team. They found the way. That Steelers team needed to win. And they came to Baltimore knowing they needed to win to clinch a playoff spot. And they lost to an injury-riddled Ravens team. Even when this team was riddled with injuries, they never made any excuses. They found a way to get it done. And even in games that they lost, for the most part, they at least looked competent. Didn't mean that they won every game. There's some bad games, some blowouts in between. But they at least looked like they were trying. They cared. There was real effort. It just came down to them just not having anybody out there. It's long gone, guys. That message from Harbaugh is stale. John Harbaugh actually motivating a team, it's over. I don't think these guys care anymore. They don't care. The message is stale, and everybody's done with the nonsense. These players yesterday really looked like they gave up on the coaching staff. They really looked like they gave up on the coaching staff. At one point, John could motivate a team as a Chiefs score a touchdown with 1:45 left. Now you got to put the pressure on Trevor Lawrence to score a touchdown to win this game. But we already know Kansas City's going to win this game. No one's surprised. But, yeah, at one point in time, John Harbaugh could coach a team. He wasn't this immensely great coach, but he could at least motivate a team. And it wasn't perfect, but he could at least motivate a team. And they at least were willing to listen to his message. He can't motivate a team anymore. The message has gone stale. There's nothing left that needs to be said. The players play like they don't care. They're just there to pick up a check. The message is not even being received. The way Kyle Van Noy spoke in regards to them asking if the players aren't receiving the message or taking the message seriously, he really just sat back and said that's more of a Harbaugh and Zachary Orr issue. But that's more of a Zachary Orr and John Harbaugh question. That's above his pay grade. You know that dude played under Bill Belichick. He would have never said that. He would have never said that. The Patriots would never be into that same situation with Bill Belichick, but he would have never said that. They asked him about Bill Belichick in regards to being like, do you think the players aren't listening to the message? No, in regards to, I can't even say the defense, because the defense was never terrible. But when we put this situation here, let's just say the defense is terrible in this scenario. If they would have asked him about that when he was in New England, if they would have asked him and say, do you think the players are really listening to, Bill Belichick's messages? Or do you think they're taking it seriously? He wouldn't sit back and say it's above my pay grade. He would sit back and say, absolutely, we're taking Belichick's message seriously. We're taking it seriously, but we're just not playing well right now. We're not doing our job, and we're making this team look bad, and we're letting down Brady. We got to handle our business. Kyle Van Noy would never sit back and say that's above my pay grade if that was a question involving Bill Belichick. When he was in New England, he would have never said that. But yet here he is saying that in regards to John Harbaugh. He didn't want to say it. He didn't want to point it out. But that message is not sticking. They don't listen to him anymore. They don't. The message is stale. The players don't care what these coaches are saying anymore. They are done. The ball starts at the Jacksonville 40. So that ball went on the bounce. It starts at the 40. Trevor Lawrence has plenty of time, 2 timeouts, plenty of time to go and score a touchdown to potentially go win this game. The Kansas City Chiefs have 465 total yards. The Jacksonville Jaguars have 267 total. So Kansas City's been dominating the game for much of tonight. If it wasn't for the 99-yard pick six, Kansas City's up 28. They're probably up 35 at this point, 35-24 or something like that. They're probably up 35-17, and this game is over. But the pick six changes everything. 1:45 left to go. Lawrence takes the snap. Pressure's coming. Lawrence spins out. He's running for his life now. Lawrence trying to buy time. Lawrence just going to take off. He sidesteps somebody. He's going to pick up about 6 yards. Second down coming up here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Clock is ticking. 90 seconds left to go in the game. But yeah, they have given up on John Harbaugh. And it shows. There's nothing more to say here, guys. It shows. They have given up on John Harbaugh. They really have. They've given up on the coaching staff. There's no saving this. There's nothing more that can be said. There's no going back. The only thing they can do at this point is make some changes at the coaching staff. Once again, you have Trevor Lawrence running for his life, and that's not going to work. Third down here. Yeah, if he can't find somebody, this game is over. It's really gotten to this point. It's really gotten to this point. And there's nothing more that really needs to be said after this. It really is bad. I hate that it's come to this point, but it's the reality of the situation. There's nothing else that could be said that would change how things have gone. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And we just gotta live with it, man. We just gotta live with it. That's just how the cookie crumbles here. Now, I want to get to some of these comments, but I gotta watch how the rest of this game is gonna go. I'm gonna do a little commentary here for Monday Night Football. This has actually been a pretty decent game. 28-24, Jacksonville Jaguars down by 4 with a minute left to go. Third down and 7 here. They need to get to the 50-yard line to pick up the first. Lawrence takes a snap. Pressure's coming. He fires downfield. Caught! Perfect throw! First down, Jaguars. Oh my goodness, what a throw to Thomas. What a throw to Thomas. That was the best throw that Trevor Lawrence has thrown tonight. By far. That was right on the money. And Thomas makes the catch. Pressure coming and everything. He's got to get rid of it. And he just puts it. Floats it perfectly. What a catch. Catch it. 1, 2. First down and 10, 54 seconds left to go. This defense needs to hold here. They need to stop him from scoring a touchdown. Lawrence takes a snap. He's looking. He's going to fire. First down. Another catch. Another completion. This time to Brown. 48 seconds left to go. They got to be careful here. Kansas City has all 3 timeouts. You don't want to give Mahomes enough time to be able to do damage here. The Jacksonville Jaguars have got to be careful here. You don't want to give Mahomes enough time. So I recommend at least trying to run the ball first down. You've got a timeout. What is it, nearly first and goal at this point? Is it first and goal? No, it's first and 10. Where are they? They are at the 11-yard line. There's 48 seconds left. You don't need to rush this. I wouldn't mind running the ball here just to get the clock going and then getting set a little bit more. Or at least getting a short completion here. You don't need to go for the touchdown here. Lawrence takes the snap. Lawrence looking towards the end zone. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Second down and 10. He was looking for Brown again. That would have put him at the 1-yard line. Incomplete. I don't think they need to go for the end zone quite yet. Settle for something short. There's still too much time left for Mahomes to do damage. That was a dangerous throw because the coverage is tight there. And that's a great defensive play. But, oh, wait, that's a hold. That's a hold. That's a hold! You know what? It's the Chiefs. We don't call those penalties. Second down and 10. Empty backfield here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Empty backfield for the Jaguars. Empty backfield here for Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence lets the clock run down. That's a 5-yard penalty. What the heck? You're at home! You're at home! How did you mess that up? You are at home! Jacksonville lost. Even if they get this touchdown, they left too much time on the clock. Well, no, if they just run the ball here on second down and let the clock wind down, it wouldn't be over. So, no, Nicholas, if they let the clock wind down, take a short completion inbounds, let the clock wind down, you'd be fine. But I don't even know if they're going to get this touchdown now because Lawrence seems like he's going for the end zone here. You've got too much time left. Lawrence takes a snap, quick throw. And a couple tackles are broken. You pick up a few yards, third down here. That's fine. That's fine. Who called the time? Kansas City called the timeout. Kansas City called the timeout. It has to be no way Jacksonville could use their timeout here. There's no way Jacksonville used their timeout. Jacksonville used their final timeout. Okay. There's way too much time left to give Mahomes a chance. But based off of this, I don't know what to tell you. Mahomes, 28 to 37, 307 pass yards, a touchdown and an interception, 60 rush yards, and a rushing touchdown. Lawrence, 18 to 25, 222 passing, a touchdown, a pick, 53 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown. Both teams lead their teams in rushing yards tonight. So the top two rushers for this game is Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence. I don't think anybody saw that coming. 3rd and 13 here. It's obviously 4-down territory. You don't need to get everything here. This is where Spags' defense shows up, so I don't know how the Jaguars are going to get this done. They're going to send a bunch of pressure. They're sending pressure right now. So Lawrence has to get this out quickly. They're sending everybody. Lawrence takes a snap. Lawrence runs, fires! Interception, flag! It's pass interference! It's going to be pass interference! The ball was picked off, but it don't matter. The ball was picked off, but it doesn't matter. Pass interference in the end zone. Pass interference in the end zone. It's going to put the ball at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Jaguars with 30 seconds left to go in this game. Chiefs win the game. Chiefs win this game. They haven't won it yet. Pass interference on the defense. It's going to put the ball at the 1-yard line. The Jaguars get this at the 1-yard line. That is PI right there. The defender never turns around. Clear pass interference. That's going to put it at the 1-yard line. The Jaguars have a chance to win this game here. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Connor thought the game was over and he saw the flag. Here we go. 1st and goal with 30 seconds left. They can run this ball. You don't need to throw this. Here we go. Trevor Lawrence tripped. Trevor Lawrence tripped. He got up. He's going to the end zone. He breaks free. Touchdown. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Oh, my God. Trevor Lawrence tripped. He fell on the floor. He got right back up, and they ran into the end zone for a touchdown. But a flag is on the play. A flag is on the play. What is the flag for? What is the flag for? Let me turn on my sound. What's the flag for? Holding on the defense. The penalty's been declined. Jacksonville takes the lead with 23 seconds left. But the Chiefs have all 3 timeouts. Can the defense make a stop? There's too much time for Mahomes and the Chiefs. This could go to OT. There's too much time on the clock. This extra point is vital. This extra point is crucial. 7 plays, 60 yards, 122 taken off the clock. And the Jacksonville Jaguars extra point is up and it is good. Jacksonville leads 31-28. Mahomes has his helmet on. 23 seconds left with all 3 timeouts. The Chiefs will have a chance to get into field goal range. This is crazy. Trevor Lawrence ends up being tripped by his guard. He falls to the floor. He falls again. He gets back up. He breaks a tackle, breaks off. Yeah, he breaks a clear tackle and then takes it into the end zone and dives for the touchdown. How does the Chiefs defense let that happen? When he falls down, he should have been down at that point. There's no way the Chiefs defense should have allowed that. They let him run in for the touchdown. Ravens lost to a team that lost to the Jags. The Jags are 3-1 right now. First of all, the Chiefs are not, the game's not over yet. So the Chiefs have not officially lost. Number 2, the Jaguars are 3-1. They win today, they're going to be 4-1. So it's hard to sit back and act like the Jags are terrible. The only thing the Jags have done wrong this year was lose to Jake Browning because they choked the game away. If it wasn't for that, they'd be 4-0 right now. But, I mean, Jacksonville's not a bad team this year. So far, they've at least been competent. There has not been a lot of competent teams in the AFC this year. And if the Chiefs lose this, they go to 2-3. So 23 seconds left here for the Chiefs to get into field goal range. It starts with this kickoff, and you got the kickoff correct. Can you get into field goal range, Kansas City? You're getting a decent return here. You got 17 seconds left. Mahomes has all 3 timeouts with a flags on the play. This could be a hold. This could be a hold. Oh my God. This could be a hold. Another hold on the receiving team. Another hold from special teams. And now Mahomes is going to be backed up with 16 seconds left to try to get this team into field goal range. If you're the Jaguars defense, you have got to find a way to hold up here. The Chiefs are going to start off at their own 17-yard line. They need to get chunk plays here. They have all 3 timeouts. They can utilize the middle of the field. They need to get in the range for Buckner. 16 seconds left. Mahomes can't take too much time off the clock. He's going to take the snap. Deep drop back here. Mahomes rolls, fires downfield. It's broken up and nearly picked off. 9 seconds left. That would have ended the game. That would have ended the game. 9 seconds left. Mahomes nearly gets picked. Ten seconds left to go in this game. Mahomes fires across the middle of the field, and Hollywood Brown wasn't even paying attention. Hollywood Brown was not paying attention. Incomplete pass. If the Chiefs lose this, the next Sunday is a must win. Who knows? Hollywood Brown is not even paying attention. What is he doing? He was wide open. He makes that catch. I don't know what Hollywood was doing. He was wide open. Pay attention. He makes that catch. He could pick up 15, 20 plus yards there. Hollywood was not paying attention on that play. 3rd down and 10, 7 seconds left. It's 2 plays left to go in this game. They have to pick something up here. They have a timeout. Mahomes, 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. First down here, but 2 seconds left, timeout, and it comes down to one last play. Either Mahomes has to chuck this 70 yards, or they're going to have to do a trick play to end the game. Hollywood Brown just cost the Chiefs the game because if Hollywood catches that, he's right there. He could catch it. He could beat the defender. He could get to the midfield. I cannot believe Hollywood Brown was not paying attention. Hollywood Brown had a step. He was wide open. If he catches that ball, he could take it to the sideline into potentially Jaguars territory. He might have just cost this team the game. 3 seconds left. The ball is at the Kansas City 28. Mahomes may have to throw this 70-plus yards. Can he do it? Because doing that trick play to end the game is just not going to do anything. I'd rather just have Mahomes fling it down the field because I know he can throw it 70 yards. The Chiefs are going to use... the Chiefs going to use the second timeout here. I cannot believe Hollywood did not... He's not paying attention. He's not paying attention. And they're going to get a penalty here. 5-yard penalty because they called back-to-back timeouts. The Chiefs, they're lost right now. This game is over. This game is pretty much over. They've lost themselves. Final play of the game here. Mahomes, deep drop back. He's going to look to throw this 70 yards. Mahomes throwing it. That's not even close. Incomplete. No flag on the play, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in a huge upset. I can't wait for Nick Wright to talk about this. His team lost. You want to run your mouth now? Please run your mouth. Never a doubt, right? Team took a fat L. Never a doubt, right? Too busy running his mouth about other teams, acting like his team's fine. Please, run your mouth, though. And with that being said, the Chiefs dropped to 2-3, and the Jaguars moved to 4-1. That's a crazy, crazy game. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it for me in terms of the things I wanted to talk about for this. What's it called? This is what I wanted to talk about in regards to the in terms of the therapy session. I think I got my therapy session. I pretty much got that out the way, you know. So, pretty good for me. I'm pretty stable on that aspect. But I want to see what you guys have been saying. I've been consistently following the chat. I'm gonna start from the top and go through this, and we'll probably call it a day here. We got nearly 2 hours in. I expected this to be about 2 hours. Once we go through the chat, it's definitely going to be 2 hours. So, yeah, let's see what you guys have been saying so far. Um, let's see. We're really about to go 1-6. Well, 1-5 most likely. 1-6 would be after the bye week if it happens. Let's see. What's going on, Daniel? Happy Monday to you. Do you think John Harbaugh needs to go? Al, we've been all saying John Harbaugh needs to go. What's going on, Houston? But he's not going anywhere, Al, so it's a waste of time talking about it. Appreciate that, Houston. Yeah, glad the Dodgers got the win. Appreciate the support, Jack. Yeah, that Terps game was embarrassing. It was very brutal to watch them choke that lead away. People were saying John Harbaugh was out there coaching us for that game in the fourth quarter. But it is what it is. I don't need therapy, Doc. The last sliver of my sanity is already gone from watching this football team squander another season. We chopped, cooked, deep fried, like mega cooked, like well done. I don't blame you for feeling like that, Donovan. Let's see what else we got here. Ravens made me hate. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you right now. Let's get into some of this other stuff because I saw some things about the Ravens here. Let's see. Yeah, I said it'd be cool if the Ravens. I'm not Ravens. If Baltimore got an NBA franchise, it'd be cool. Harb's blaming rookies is crazy. I'm not surprised. Accountability is something Harbaugh doesn't take. They do play the Rams next, D, and they're probably gonna lose that game. Yes, Ravens fans could root for the Wizards. I'm a Cavs fan since Cincy doesn't have a team, and that's our only state team. I mean, it could, but I mean, that doesn't. I don't think anyone wants to root for the Wizards. Let's see what else we got here. It's a bad day for bird teams. Yeah, pretty much. Get the belt. It's funny. Gotta get the belt once again. Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, we got belts, but yeah, we did get belted by this team. We got belted by the Chiefs, and then we got belted by the Texans. Yeah, the Texas wide receiver was doing the Ray Lewis dance. Sad that they're humiliating us. Hey, somebody getting cut from the Cardinals? That's kind of wild. Yeah, after losing that game, that is crazy. Jair was the only one with the team pride yesterday. Yeah, shout out to Jair for that aspect. But yeah, they got spanked yesterday. You think if I drive down to Owings Mills, they'll let me try out? Why not? Why not? We actually suck with Lamar too. Yeah, I mean Lamar can't save our defense. He'll make our offense look good, but he can't save our defense. So, it is what it is. It's not like we could do anything if like defense still stinks. And we were terrible against the Chiefs too because our offense folded again. Offensive line still sucks. It is what it is. I think when Lamar gets back, every team is just going to send a six-man blitz because they know nobody's going to get touched. See, the problem with that football athlete is that they don't have the personnel the Chiefs do, and they don't have the knowledge that Spags has. It only happens against Spags because Spags understands how he understands the Ravens' tendencies. He's done a good job in understanding Lamar's tendencies and knowing how the offensive line is. He can send that because he has the personnel and he has the understanding of what he needs to do to try to put some pressure on Lamar. He knows what he's doing. But not every team can just send a six-man blitz and expect it to work on Lamar. That's not how it's always going to work. The Chiefs are literally built to do that. But not every team can pull it off. This season doesn't even feel real. Well, that's just how things go. That is how things go. Stafford going to throw for 505 touchdowns next week? Or this week? Yeah, it could very well happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it was a lot of BS in the press conference. No anime talk, not this press conference. Not this therapy session, excuse me. Yeah, there was no anime talk this therapy session. I actually had to start off with the Dodgers because they pissed me off. Thanks a lot, Dave Roberts. You really ruined a chance for me to talk about anime. But it is what it is. You should make an anime of Ravens. That's funny. Someone should do that. I ain't got the talent for that, but someone should do that. I tuck my tail at work. If anyone talks football, I sneak away like Homer Simpson in the bushes. I don't blame you. At this point, get the division. I'm giving the division to the Steelers because we got no shot of beating them. At this point, we probably don't even have a shot to beat the Bengals. And it's crazy I'm saying that, but the Bengals defense hasn't been as bad as we have been. And that Bengals defense stinks. Yeah, we got a lot of decisions to make. I'm sure they do. Yeah, Zach Moore showed some potential last year, but I don't see any of that potential this year. The Ravens have given up 177 points this year, and the 2000 Ravens gave up 165 points. We know. Please stop bringing up the 2000 Ravens. They do not deserve to be in this conversation. Stop bringing them up. We know this is the worst defense in the league. It's arguably the worst defense in franchise history through 5 weeks. They are a historically bad defense. They're on pace to giving up the most points in NFL history. Please stop talking about the 2000 Ravens. We know how bad this defense is. Yep, Texas did give the Ravens a smackdown. We're not working. We're not trying. We just got to play better. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing at this point. I'm tired of hearing the same thing from the players. Defense will continue to be trash. No way Orr can turn it around. I agree. Even when the starters all come back, we will still be trash. They'll probably be a little bit better because they'll go up against bad teams, but it won't be that much better. It's all about the defense. This is the weakest part of the team. O-line, too. So many things wrong with the Ravens right now. We are actually on track to be the worst defense in NFL history. You are right about that. I knew this defense was bad this season, but Jesus Christ, man, it's been terrible. Who cares if Bate gave up? They were down 34 points. You still want to see the effort from Bateman because, again, it wasn't about the fact that, we're down 34 points or not. You still want to see the effort. The fact that Bateman gave up on that was just one of my key indicators that the team has actively given up on the coaches. I didn't see the effort in a lot of those moments. I did not see the effort that needed to be showcased there. It showcases to me that this team has officially given up on the coaching staff. And you cannot win or move forward significantly. You cannot move forward with this team and expect to do anything significant if the players have given up on the coaches. If the players have absolutely 100% given up on the coaches, you're done. You got to move on from them. It is what it is, but that's just how things have to go. Y'all watch Harbaugh say this. He says the same thing every single time, man. He says the same thing every single time. It never changes. Got to play better, got to execute the same thing every single time. John, what don't you get? You lost your locker room. It don't matter to him. He gonna continue to say the same thing. And in his mind, he doesn't believe he's lost the locker. He doesn't believe he's lost the locker room. Excuse me. I am going fast to read these comments. To Harbaugh, he doesn't believe he's lost the locker room, and he still believes in this team. The same old, same old. This is what it is. Coach spiel. It don't matter. Only 4 teams in NFL history have made the playoffs after the team has started 1-5. That is true. The last team to make the playoffs after starting 1-5 was the 2017 Kansas City Chiefs? No, 2016. The 2016 Kansas City Chiefs, I believe. They won like 10. They started 1-5 and won 10 straight games. And then they got to the divisional round where they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rams started 1-4 last year, made the playoffs. Yeah, the Rams did. We have never started 1-4 and made the playoffs in franchise history. So I don't know where he's talking about. We've done this before. We're going 1-6. Probably. I know we're going 1-5 for sure. I don't know if we'll go 1-6. It depends if Lamar's there or not. Things got to give after the bye week. Has to. Don't expect any major changes. Mind you, a free agent declined to come here. Yeah, because he didn't want to be part of the practice squad. I don't really blame him. Shannon Sharp quote, if you got to keep always being the bigger man, you're hanging around with too many small damn people. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. He's a top 5 worst head coach. You're not going to see me defend him. Zachary Orr needs to go. Stay home next game. He's not doing that. He's going to be here because he's got free job security. Harbaugh's going to keep him as long as he wants to. Players giving up on the coaching staff. Looks like it after that game. Bro, I'm so done until Harbs is fired. I'm expecting to lose. Raven C, I'm with you on that. I don't expect anything from this team. I stopped expecting things from this team a long time ago. Ravens are 4-10 when Lamar is out due to injury, and they'll probably be 4-11 after this week because I don't see Lamar playing. Average points per game without Jackson, just 16.6 points per game. It's probably getting lower and lower as we speak. John couldn't motivate this team to make a PG sandwich. I know you mean a PB&J sandwich. Or is that a PJ sandwich? You mean a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I know what you mean. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that. I don't understand why we can't just resign Orr so he could just go back to being linebackers coach. Oh, you mean like demote him? I mean, they could, but they're not going to. They can demote him, but they're not going to. They could demote him, but they're not going to. They are absolutely not going to. They have no interest in doing so. Why couldn't we do what the Jags just did? Because we don't have good coaching and we can't execute. We're not the Jaguars. We are not a good team. We keep asking why can't we do these things? Because we are not a good team. We are not a good football team. We cannot keep asking why can't we do what these other teams can do? Why couldn't we do what the Niners did against the Rams? Because they're a good team with great coaching. We are not a good team and we don't have good coaching. We are a bad football team. Accept it. What's going on to my guys at the lunch break hot take? Man, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. You guys. I mean, I've been on that train too. We always think alike. But man, y'all are looking like prophets right now. See, I have been getting on the case in regards to John Harbaugh. I really have. And I've gotten on the case of EDC. But y'all have really gotten on the case with DeCosta. You've gone on the case with Harbaugh, but you've made sure that you have held DeCosta right there with Harbaugh. And as we are watching this roster fail, because the offensive line stinks, the defensive line is terrible, we don't have a pass rush, all this talent that we talk about, we didn't build in the trenches because our freaking GM decided, let's get another safety. And it's done nothing. You guys are looking like prophets right now. I don't see how you can... Anyone that's trying to move away and pretend EDC doesn't play a role in this, how can you say that? We are actively watching this offensive line play terrible. And the thing about it is, unlike last year, where it was a thing where it was mostly Falele, dude, the entire offensive line's not playing well this year. The offensive line as a unit is struggling. We've seen Linderbaum look bad. I don't know where he's going to get that massive contract, buddy. You ain't getting $20 million. Voorhees has been bad. Stanley's been bad, and now he's hurt. Falele has just been the same. So Falele hasn't actually gotten worse. He's just been the same guy. And then even Rosengard's had some bad moments. The offensive line as a collective unit has been poor. But to make things worse, your front seven is arguably the worst front seven in the league. Odafe Owe, please do us a favor. When free agency hits, do not call the Ravens. They won't call you. Don't call the Ravens. Talk to your agent. Maybe someone will try to give you a small-time contract, because I have never seen a situation like this. Shout out to Zadarius Smith. Shout out to Matthew Judon. In a contract year, They showed up. Ravens didn't want to pay him, but in a contract year, they showed up and said, listen, I can be that guy. In a contract year, they showed up. What has Odafe Owe done this year? Nothing. It's a contract year. We all knew the Ravens weren't going to sign him afterwards, but you at least expect in a contract year, this will be a year for you to show up. He spent all that time putting on that extra muscle to be a lot more physical, and he can't touch the quarterback. He hasn't done anything. So, again, Odafe Owe, do us a favor, man. When free agency hits for you, do not call the Ravens. They won't call you. Call your agent and go see if some team will pick you up. You ain't getting a contract here, buddy. You're not getting paid nothing. Please look somewhere else. But yeah, you guys have been absolutely eating because EDC is going to have to answer for this offensive line, and he's going to have to answer for this front seven. He's going to have to. You did not build in the trenches. The sad part about this is you don't even need to have immense talent. You just need to have foundation. If the Ravens would have spent this offseason building in the trenches, yeah, they would have lost a good chunk of talent. Maybe you don't get a Malachi Starks. You don't probably get I don't even know if you take a Mike Green in this situation. If you focused on building in the trenches and building that offensive line and building that front seven to be a strong unit, if they would have spent the draft and the offseason doing that, you would have built a foundation that you can actually win with. And I think the Ravens are in an entirely different situation because even if you're missing talent, you're a less talented team than you could have been if you would have chose to focus on those skill players. You might be better off as a football team because you built in the trenches. Maybe you don't get Jair. Maybe you don't get DeAndre Hopkins. But you have a stronger offensive line. So Lamar actually has time to throw and make plays. And Derrick Henry can actually have an offensive line he can run through. You could have that, and then you would have a defensive line that's strong, can stop the run, and a front seven that can at least be productive. You don't got anything. You don't have any of that, man. Shout out to my man Sutton because he's been keeping track of this. Nnamdi Madubuike is still leading the team in sacks. He has not played since, week 3? And he's on IR now. And he's still leading the team in sacks. That is pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic, man. That is absolutely pathetic. I don't know what else you could say. It's been that bad. It has absolutely been that bad. Nothing else to say since the team won't make changes. Exactly, Ramsey. Nothing's going to change. They're going to be the same team next week and the week afterwards. Coming out of the bye week, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. Zachary Orr has no dirt on John Harbaugh. Zachary Orr is just a good puppet for John Harbaugh. He's a John Harbaugh guy, so John Harbaugh doesn't want to fire his guys. That's why he's going to throw all of his shots at Todd Monken, because Todd Monken is not a John Harbaugh guy. Zachary Orr is a John Harbaugh guy. Todd Monken is not a John Harbaugh guy. So let's put all the blame on the guy that is not on my side. That's not my guy. Maybe Marcus Williams was right about coaching, and the coaching was the reason he sucked. Charles, we've said this 1,000 times. I said it last year when he was playing. All of us said it. Marcus Williams was 100% right about the coaching staff. He was 100% right about Zachary Orr. We spoke about this and said he was 100% right on Zachary Orr. We had streams where we talked about this was correct about Zachary Orr. But that does not excuse how he played, because he was bad out there. He individually was poor. He individually was missing his assignments. He individually was getting cooked. He played like trash. Both statements can be true. Marcus Williams played like trash, and he was actually 100% correct about the coaching staff. He was not good. Marcus Williams was terrible. Absolute garbage. But he's 100% right about the coaching staff. Both things are true. A rookie head coach beat the Chiefs is laughable. Harbaugh's got to get fired. He's not getting fired at all. Yeah, we did have that kick 6 against the Browns. Buddhist, we also beat the Steelers on Christmas that year. So, we used to actually stand for something. We used to be a competent football team. Pat McCarry is balling with the Jaguars. Another guy you chose to move past, which is really hilarious. I mean, Eric DeCosta he's really going to have to answer for this offensive line and front seven, man. It's been bad. It's been real bad. He moved off of Kevin Zeitler. Shouldn't have done that either. Also, it's really funny. Macari was not great last year, but look what he's doing with the Jaguars. He's doing his job there. It's interesting what happens when you get with competent coaching. All of a sudden, you play better as a player. It's interesting. Coaching actually matters. When you get better coaching, you can actually play better as a player. Interesting how that works. Always the most overrated edge rush. Oweh is the most overrated edge rusher the Ravens have ever had. It's hard to really disagree with that since he's done virtually nothing. Other than the last year we had 10 sacks, but most of those sacks were coming during garbage time. He didn't really make a major impact. It's going to take at least 2 years to rebuild the trenches for this team. Yeah, waste those years. You can't do nothing else you can do at this point, guys. It's over. It's over. This iteration of the Ravens have no shot to compete. They're done. They're cooked. It's time to retool this team. You get rid of the coaching staff, retool this team, and make actual changes. Maybe you could be something within the next 2 years. Who knows? But for now, this team's done. Their chances to compete, they wasted it. They had their chance and they wasted it. They had their chance and they wasted it. Nothing else you can do. They had their chance and they wasted it. So you just have to live with how things went. You know? Nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, it has been a long 2-hour session for the therapy session today. I'm not going to let it go as long as I let the week 4 therapy session go, because that one was against Kansas City, and I think a lot of you guys had a lot to work out there. This week was more so there's no Lamar. Team already stinks. I think as more and more people are just accepting the reality of the season, people can kind of move past that and be like, all right, this is just what the team's going to be this year. There's nothing else to really say. We can't be here for 2-3 hours complaining about the same things. Why don't we sign Christian Wilkins? I don't know. Go ask DeCosta. That's supposed to be his job. But it is what it is. This team had a 2-year window in 2023 and 2024. They wasted it. They couldn't get it done with this unit. It is time to rebuild. Retool this unit. Do not waste the rest of Lamar Jackson's time here. If you do, you're gonna regret it. It is what it is. Time to retool. Get a new set of coaching staff. Make some serious changes. Retool the personnel. At this point, waiting for the NBA season. It's almost here, my guy. The NBA season is almost here. With that being said, guys, this has been the Week 5 therapy session. My God, we continue to have a need for the therapy sessions. The only therapy session that was fine was Week 2 when you beat the Browns. Man, that feels like an eternity ago. It's really been 3 games since we beat the Browns, huh? Last week was long, and this week's going to feel even longer. When your team is losing, time just goes slow. When your team's incompetent, time goes slow. We are going for, I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I'm not expecting anything from my team this year. We'll fight for a play-in spot. The Eastern Conference is wide open, but even if the Miami Heat pulled off another magical run without Jimmy Butler this time, they're not beating anybody out west. It's apparently going to be a 2-man race between the Knicks and the Cavs, but I don't know how things are going to go. Milwaukee, unless they make some serious trades to add somebody alongside Giannis, Milwaukee's not really doing much of anything. Pacers are done. Obviously, they've moved on from some guys, and you still have hold on, let me check this. Let's see here. I'll handle that once I'm done. But yeah, obviously, you know, the Pacers have moved on from a few people, and they still are missing Tyrese Halliburton. He's essentially not going to play this season. That's how it is. So there's nothing to say there. Um, the Celtics, they've moved on from some guys. They're most likely done. Obviously, there's no Jason Tatum, though his recovery has been going really well. Maybe Jason Tatum can come back at some point during maybe February, March. I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility he comes back, but I don't see it. And even if he does come back, they won't be good enough to be able to compete for a title. Boston's not doing anything this year. Indiana is not going to be able to do anything this year. So that's 2 teams. You got a bunch of other teams in the conference that aren't going to do anything. Atlanta's not doing anything. Washington's not doing anything. Charlotte's not doing anything. Miami's going to be a play-in team. Orlando will be an interesting team. Orlando Magic will be in the conference finals. Dude, with how poor the Eastern Conference is right now, Orlando could find their way into the conference finals if they get a good seed. They could, if they're a top 3 seed, they could find their way to the conference finals. So again, it feels like a two-man race between the Cavs and the Knicks. Orlando can make things interesting. Milwaukee will be in the mix because of Giannis, but they're not going to be able to do anything significant. Miami will be a play-in team, maybe. Who else am I looking in this conference? Let's see. Who else didn't I talk about? No, I'm missing somebody. Uh, oh yeah, Brooklyn's not gonna do anything. Brooklyn's not gonna do anything. Pistons, that's another one I was thinking. Pistons could make the second round. They could be an interesting team on the rise. But again, they're not good enough to beat a team like the Knicks in the playoff series. They could come close, but I don't think they will. And I don't see them beating the I don't see anything there. So yeah, Pistons could be interesting though. But let's see. Other than okay, I think I've talked about everybody. I think I've talked about everybody. Because talk about the Cavs and the Knicks who are probably at the top. Milwaukee will be in the mix. Orlando will be in the mix. We could say the Pistons could be in the mix. Miami will be a play-in team. Washington's not doing anything. Charlotte's not doing anything. Brooklyn's not doing anything. What else am I saying? Brooklyn's not doing anything. I know I'm missing like 6 teams right now. Oh yeah, Boston will be in the mix. Indiana will be in the mix, but again, these aren't teams that are actually going to do anything because they're missing their franchise players. Philadelphia. I didn't even talk about the Sixers. I think is Embiid compromised again? Let me see something? Did I see something about Joel Embiid? I think I saw something about Joel Embiid. Let me see. Joel Embiid, if he could stay healthy, which is a huge if, the Sixers could do something, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. So that's another team. I didn't talk about Philly. That's another team that could be in the mix, but again, I don't see anything significant there. I'm missing 3 more teams. I'm missing 3 more teams that I didn't talk about here in the conference. I'm trying to go through the conference right now. Because I've only spoken about 12 teams. I know I'm missing 3 teams right now. Let me see here. Oh my god. I know I'm missing these teams. What teams did I not talk about? I'm missing 3 teams that I didn't talk about. No, we already talked about Washington. Yes! Chicago! The Bulls! Don't see them doing anything. Toronto! Don't see them doing anything, but they could be interesting. We got one more team I'm not thinking about. I want to think about the Bulls or Raptors. I put them up there with like the Hornets and all the other. They're not doing anything. There's one more team we're missing in the Eastern Conference before we can get to the Western Conference. And I can't think. Other than Bulls or Raptors, man, I have not been on basketball right now. My mind's been focused on baseball and football right now. So I know I'm missing one more team. What's that last team we have not talked about? Bulls or Raptors were definitely it. There's one more team I did not mention. Dallas is in the Western Conference. We're talking about the Eastern Conference right now. There's one more team I didn't mention. No, we talked about the Orlando Magic. Got it. The Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks. We did not. The Atlanta Hawks. I did not mention the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young. That's the last team. The Hawks aren't going to do anything significant. The Atlanta Hawks was the last team. So if we're going to recap, we talked and said the Knicks and the Cavs are going to be at the top. Milwaukee could be in the mix. Orlando could be in the mix. The Pistons could be in the mix. So at 5. We said the Celtics and the Pacers aren't going to do anything significant because, their franchise players are hurt. We said the Wizards aren't doing anything. We said the Nets aren't doing anything. The Hornets aren't doing anything. That's 10. Miami's going to be a play-in team. Chicago and Toronto aren't doing anything. Atlanta is not doing anything. And the Sixers are going to be in the mix. So there's our 15 teams in the Eastern Conference. In terms of the Western Conference, the Thunder are the defending champions. They're going to look to go back to back. They're definitely in the conversation of repeating. Probably the favorites are coming out of that conference. You still have the Nuggets, who can also be a serious threat to them. They took them to 7 games, so that's somebody that they have to worry about. The Timberwolves are going to try to figure things out, so there's someone to talk about. The Warriors, I don't know about the Warriors. I don't know if the Warriors are going to do anything significant. I mean, they brought Seth Curry, but I'm not really looking at the Warriors doing anything significant. People are always going to talk about the Lakers. I don't know about the Lakers doing anything this year, but we'll see with Luke and LeBron. LeBron has an announcement tomorrow. Is it a retirement-related announcement? The decision part 2. Is it about a retirement? I don't know. So we talked about that. I don't have the Mavericks. If everybody's healthy, you get Kyrie back with AD. They could be something, but I don't know. Who else? Portland's not doing anything, and Dame's not even going to play. Let's see. What else? I already talked about the Warriors. Oh, Sacramento's not doing anything significant, so that's 8. God, I'm really just losing everything here. Let's see right now. Why am I forgetting all these NBA teams when I know this by heart? Clippers. The Clippers aren't going to do it. You know what? Clippers, everyone thinks they're going to do something. I'm not trusting the Clippers. And it looks like they're not even really looking. Kawhi may be on his way out from the Clippers, and the Clippers let him leave. He's going straight to the Lakers. The Spurs. Nice one. Spurs. This is going to be an interesting year to see what Wemby does. I'm very excited to see how Wemby has been on a huge training arc. That man has trained with Monks. He's trained with Kevin Garnett. He's been training with everybody. He has been training with everybody. So I'm ready to see what this guy's going to do. He was in the hyperbolic time chamber doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, that's 10. Houston with Kevin Durant and that young squad. They could be interesting. Don't have any expectations for Utah. Zion, the New Orleans. Zion, skinny Zion this year, but will it last? That's the question. Can he stay healthy? That's the question. Memphis with Ja, maybe they do something. I don't know. And there's one last team I'm forgetting. One last team in the West I'm forgetting. No. Chaos, you got it right there. That was the last team. Phoenix Suns. Phoenix ain't doing anything. Honestly, there's probably like 4 in the Eastern Conference. It's probably going to come down to the Knicks and Cavs, unless those 2 teams find a way to get upsetted. In the Western Conference, Eastern Conference, Knicks, Cavs. Western Conference, Thunder, Nuggets, maybe Timberwolves. Houston with KD could be interesting. It's gonna be a fun season. It's gonna be a fun season. We'll see how things ultimately go. Anyway, guys, man, that was a terrible display. That's how you know I'm checked out right now. I gotta get checked back into the NBA. Man. I've been focused on baseball because my team's in the playoffs. Been focused on the NFL season because it's here. Basketball is getting ready to come back. I gotta log back into the NBA season, and then we go from there. But anyway, guys, this has been the Week 5 therapy session. Man, I'm tired. My mind is clouded. I am exhausted, and I am ready to call it a day. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a long week. Week 5 was long, but now we officially turn the page and head to Week 6. And the Ravens are taking on the Rams in what will be probably another slaughter at the bank, as Puka Nacua goes for 200 and Devontae Adams goes for 150, and we probably let Matthew Stafford throw 6 touchdowns. So get ready for another whipping. We'll be back here for the Week 6 therapy session no matter what happens, and we'll just go from there. Will Lamar play? Who knows? Do I want him to play? No, I don't want him to play if he's compromised. Do I do these for the NBA season as well? Do I do a therapy session for the NBA season? You know, that's a good idea. I could do a therapy session. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't be able to do a therapy session after every game, but maybe on a week to week basis, we could do an NBA instead of a. Because I'm a Miami Heat fan, I'm not gonna do a Miami Heat therapy session. I could instead do. You gave me a good idea, man. I could do a weekly therapy session for the NBA. We see what happens each week with the NBA. We have a therapy session. We talk about where each team stands. Fans from all over the league can come to our therapy session and talk about what they're seeing from their team, how things are going. It's the start of the season. As we get closer and closer to the playoffs, I never thought about doing a therapy session. Shout out to you, man. Da Mutin, Da, was it Da Mutin Nelson? Or was I Da Mutin Nelson 98? Shout out to you. I might actually do a therapy session on a week to week basis for the NBA season. That would definitely be cool to do, especially once football is done and we get close to the playoffs. Doing a weekly NBA therapy session, talking about all the teams, letting all the fans come up, speak. Well, actually, I don't know if I can be able to get you guys to come up. If I can get you guys to come up, I'm going to try to do that. So I may have to use a different software, but I would really, I think that could be fun. Because I was looking to add the NBA season this time around, but I didn't know how I wanted to do it. So I could do a therapy session. Either I'll try to have you guys come up, or we'll just do what we do here with the NFL therapy session. If I can get this going, I may have to use a different software. If I can get things going and be able to give you guys a link to invite you guys up, I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. Anyway, guys, it's been a long night. It's almost 12 o'clock. I want to call it a night. This has been the Week 5 therapy session. Matter of fact, let me write this down here, just so I can keep track of this, and we could definitely look to do this when the season starts on a week-to-week basis. And then let me see here. I'm gonna write your name down because I hope to see you there, because this is definitely something that I want to give you a shout out for, because I never even thought to do a therapy session in regards to the NBA season. That could be fun. Jags beat the Chiefs and we lost. That lets you know what we are as a team. Oh, that lets you know what our team is. Not a team. Trash. Jags 4-1. The Ravens 1-4. Who would have thought? Yeah, Colts are also 4-1 too. Who would have thought about that? But it is what it is. The NFC South, that the division that was viewed as the worst division, actually looks like a really competitive division this year. Crazy. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Week 5 therapy session. I'll be seeing you guys throughout the week because we have to talk about the Ravens and the Rams. Week 6 is upon us, so we'll speak on that. But I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your night. Please do not let this Ravens team get you down. You can speak whichever you got to speak here. Get your mindset out. Get all the energy and the emotions out here. That's what the therapy session's for. Go enjoy your night. Go enjoy tomorrow. Go enjoy your day. Please do not let this team get you down. Please, please. Do not let this team affect you. It's not worth it. With that being said, everybody, good night to all. Be sure to stay safe. I'll see you later. And peace out. Good night, everybody.